Welcome to the October 2011 edition of City Span, your source for news and information about Savannah City government. I am your host, Margaret Williams. First up, the City of Savannah has fired another shot in its fight to stop plans that would truck liquefied natural gas through Savannah along some of the city's busiest streets, including Durant Avenue.
I have a motion and a second that the council will adopt a resolution to send to FERC asking the denial of the application of SLNG.
At its October 6th meeting, Council passed a resolution urging the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to deny Southeast LNG's application to expand its Elba Island terminal that would allow the trucking.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries.
The resolution comes after Council last month heard from former Rhode Island Attorney General Patrick Lynch, who successfully waged a 9-year battle in his home state to stop similar expansion by LNG facilities.
We fought at every level here, from local legislation, local city ordinances, in every courtroom from state to federal. So we took every avenue to alert people, because in taking those fights out, we continue to expand the interested group. The difference, I think, here, candidly, is that you have a neighbor, a business, El Paso, who for years has been seemingly cooperatively working and making money. I just think the step that they're taking now is outrageous, in a word, inasmuch that it's taking it directly through these historic streets when the risk is too grand, too expensive, and they're the only ones that are going to be making money from it, while everyone else just sits on little time bombs going through the community. That's a danger. And I think now is a time, because of that, to push back on them. I frankly think in pushing back, I would also examine their practices and whether or not their systems are operating properly, because you always have to watch, the channel, the volume coming through there and its impact on industry. And that's important too. This isn't just about the historic moment, although that alone is enough for this beautiful area, but it's also about promoting and protecting other businesses as well.
If approved, the project was sent up to 116 tanker truck trips per day down President Street, the Truman Parkway, and Durant Avenue, passing schools, commercial centers, residential neighborhoods, and both of Savannah's largest hospitals. The City of Savannah continues to make city services more convenient for citizens. Last month, officials celebrated the grand opening of the Midtown Municipal Center with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Located at 601 East 66th Street, the building houses the city's 311 call center, the Citizens Office and Project Erin Resource Room, Coastal Workforce Services, the Youth Futures Authority, and Metro Police Internal Affairs.
This is yet again another example of hard work on the part of city employees, as well as the funding that has been provided by City Council to make this even possible.
It is a continuing part of our efforts to decentralize our services, and it is now much easier for our citizens to reach certain critical services without having to go all the way downtown.
This space offers us another opportunity to develop the comprehensive plan for children, to convene partners, to talk with stakeholders, and to build resources to help children and help families in this community.
On behalf of the Coastal Workforce Investment Board, thank you very much for providing this space, and we look forward to being here a number of years and being as productive as we can and helping get people back to work. Thank you.
Like the city's new Development Services headquarters that opened last year across from the 12 Oaks Shopping Center on Abercorn, the Midtown Municipal Center offers a more central Savannah location with on-site parking. Also last month, the city celebrated a project that marks a new way for citizens to help solve thorny traffic problems in their neighborhoods. City officials and neighborhood residents cut the ribbon at a new mini traffic circle on Dykes Drive. It's one of more than a dozen traffic calming devices installed at key intersections in Paradise Park. For decades, the neighborhood has suffered from cars speeding through as they attempted to find a shortcut from White Bluff Road to Montgomery Crossroads.
This was the culmination of about a 2.5-year project. The goal was for a neighborhood association to work with a collection of city officials and people responsible for designing and building something like this to solve a problem together jointly. That's why we were referring to it as a pilot project.
Once the plan was developed, temporary devices were installed to see how they work.
We put some striping on the roads, and we put some temporary barricades in and forced people to go around them, and traffic did in fact slow down coming through the neighborhood. And so that proved that yes, it does work, and that's when we decided to go ahead and implement the program and put in the permanent devices that we're looking at.
The traffic calming features, sometimes nothing more than a raised median, are designed to slow cars down, making the streets safer for pedestrians and discouraging cut-through drivers.
I think we got it right. We got it right in terms of community and residential participation, and I think most importantly we got it right because now traffic calming is a part of the capital budget for the city.
We're hoping that this is just the beginning in Savannah. I know that there are lots of other neighborhoods that want traffic calming devices, and hopefully this is just the beginning. We'll see a lot more of these in other areas.
If you have traffic issues in your neighborhood that might be helped by this plan, call the city's citizen office by dialing 311. The city's building permit process protects the public by ensuring that projects are completed using safe and sound construction techniques. But for homeowners planning their own do-it-yourself projects, this can be a confusing world. Luckily, the city has been holding regular after-hour sessions to help you out. Call Savannah Homeowners Night. City staff is available to answer questions, walk you through the steps, and quickly process permit applications on the spot. These quarterly sessions are held in the city's convenient Development Services Office headquarters, located at 5515 Abercorn Street, across from the 12 Oaks Shopping Center.
Homeowners Night, an event we host about 4 times a year. What we do is we keep our office open from 5 until 7 and invite people who have home projects that they've been contemplating or home projects that they're ready to go with. They may have trouble getting in to see us during regular working hours, and so by staying open a little later, they can come by.
I came here for general information on the permitting process and to become more knowledgeable on projects that I have coming up when I do my due diligence as a designer. You know, what are the processes I'm going to have to go through? Who are the people I'm going to have to speak to? What are the departments I'm going to have to go to?
We can walk you around and talk to the different people, the different steps in the process. If it's building, we're focusing primarily on building permits. So you've got zoning and floodplain and plan review and our principles, which are plumbing, HVAC, and electrical. And so you can go around and talk to those different people in those departments and get an idea of what you're going to need.
So it is a real important service, I think, that we provide. It again offers people an alternative time who work that 8 to 5 shift and can't come in any other time. So we enjoy doing it. It's been very successful.
If you have any questions about your future renovation or development, or would like information about the next Homeowners Night, call the Development Services Office at 644-7784 or visit the city's website, savannahga.gov, and click on the Building Construction and Development Services link on the home page. Did you know that when you turn on your faucet, you're getting water from one of the best run systems in America? CitySpan's Brett Bell recently talked with Heath Lloyd, the city's water supply treatment director, to find out how they do it.
We're standing here at the City of Savannah's I&D treatment plant located in Port Wentworth. This facility takes river water, treats it to the highest standards, and sends it to homes and businesses throughout the community. The city's aggressive preventative maintenance schedule of facilities like this keeps our costs low. We don't have to make major repairs like other communities do, completely replacing systems. And by doing that, we offer some of the lowest water and sewer rates in the entire Southeast and the very lowest in the state of Georgia.
We have a staff that continuously, they do maintenance every year, and that preventive maintenance basically prevents us from having major maintenance issues. So it's like you do a little bit along to prevent the big, massive, costly maintenance events that happen. And the other thing that when you talk about the infrastructure, we have a very good capital investment program, and so that helps us with the distribution from here to the actual citizens. And again, we invest in that heavily, and that's just to make sure that the infrastructure out there, that it is maintained, as well as putting in new infrastructure, knowing that the existing infrastructure will age.
The American Water Works Association's 2010 Water and Wastewater Rate Survey showed that Savannah has the lowest combined rates in Georgia and the 4th lowest rates of any system surveyed in the Southeast. Our rates are 32% below the regional average and 41% below the national average. Not only do we have among the lowest water and sewer rates in the entire country, we have among the highest quality water, as evidenced by the annual Consumer Confidence Reports.
The Consumer Confidence Reports are just a way every year we actually tell the consumers, which are our citizens, we try to get confidence in our water system. So we tell them a lot about what we're doing. Specifically, just to highlight a few of them, one of the big things is about their water source. Then obviously we tell them about what it takes to maintain the water quality. We talk a little bit about the tests and how many tests we go through every year. This past year I think it was about 134,000 tests, to give you some idea. And the other thing that I think it highlights is just the efforts that we go through to make sure, again, that we produce a high quality product. The reports actually say, I'm very happy to report, that we meet or exceed all the standards. And again, when you think about it, I talk a lot about the number of tests. That's what it takes, 134,000 tests just in 2010 alone, just to maintain that standard. And I will say this, for us, we go above and beyond. That 134,000 test is essentially above what is state required or federal required as far as the testing. So again, that's just to establish that confidence that the water for the city of Savannah is of high quality. All the efforts, I think, come to our people. I would harp on the fact that we just have a really dedicated staff across water and sewer that make this happen every day. And these are the individuals, whether it's water or sewer, that just every day they're focused on what they're doing, whether it's treating the water here for potable water, or whether it's the sewer side, which is making sure that that water is of high quality when we release it back to the environment. So we just have a really dedicated staff, and I think they should be commended for the job that they do day in and day out.
A copy of the annual Consumer Confidence Report was sent to every City of Savannah water customer. You can also view a copy of the report at all public library branches in Chatham County, or by visiting the city's website, savannahga.gov, and typing the word water in the search bar. Since its renovation and reopening, the old fort at Forsyth Park has become a new historic district destination, finding new life as a cafe, visitor center, and outdoor concert stage. Surrounding that outdoor stage is a two-part water feature. Part water fountain that adds to the beauty and ambiance of the performance space, and part kid-friendly splash fountain. But keeping those two areas separate and safe has prompted the city to temporarily place a barricade in front of the fountain while a safe and attractive solution can be found.
Some parents just like to put the kids in the fountain thinking it is the spray pool, which we do have a spray pool that's on primarily during the summer months. So this year, to help with that issue, we put up some temporary barricades so that everyone could be aware that they are not supposed to get in the fountain. For isolated barrier, it will probably be anywhere from 4 to 6 feet in height. So it will, the safety will be that you will not just be able to go get into the fountain. The permanent barrier will definitely help with taking away that safety risk of little children just climbing into the fountains or mothers putting them in the fountains. So obviously that's the top concern and top priority to make sure that that won't be a concern, a safety concern. But like I say, in addition to that, we want to make sure that it is park friendly.
Installation of the new barrier feature is expected to be completed in time for the fountain to resume operation next spring. City of Savannah employees have long contributed more to the annual United Way fundraising drive than any government in Georgia. This year, despite tough economic times, they hope to repeat that. The city kicked off its annual drive in September with a pep rally in City Hall. The goal, raised $255,000 to benefit more than 120 human service organizations in the area.
People ask me all the time, what exactly does United Way do? And really it's a pretty simple answer. We connect the resources of the community with those most in need. One of our best partners really is the City of Savannah and their employees. First of all, it's a very giving group of employees. The City of Savannah campaign is the largest municipal campaign in the state of Georgia, larger than any other city in the state. Let's hear it for that.
The City of Savannah has always been one of those entities that cared about the social aspect of the community. And by caring about the social aspect, we know that there has to be agencies in order to help facilitate some of the causes that assist people.
Giving to United Way, one gift helps all, and not only is it spread into the areas that are most important, but also I think the value proposition, the efficiency that's there.
I thank you all because everybody here is an everyday hero. And we thank you, thank you, thank you.
The United Way of the Coastal Empire's overall fundraising goal this year is $8.3 million. With more people in need in our community, that money is more important than ever. For more information on how you can support the United Way, visit their website at www.uwce.org. Each month, CitySpan teams up with the Bank on Savannah initiative of Step Up Savannah and Consumer Credit Counseling Service to offer simple advice to help you make the most from your money. With this month's Bank on This tip, here's Richard Reeve.
Throughout the Bank on This series, we've been talking about tips on how to manage your checking account. Today, we're going to talk about how to open a Bank on Savannah checking account. Did you know that families and individuals spend over $800 a year in check cashing fees and money orders if they don't have a checking account? That's money that you could use towards your savings goals of buying a house, getting out of debt, or college education. If you live in Savannah, now there's good news. You can open a low-cost or no-cost checking account through the Bank on Savannah program.
10 local area banks have all come together and are taking part in the Bank on Savannah program. This program is for clients who have had trouble with a bank account in the past or for those who have never had a bank account. Our banking team will sit down with each client and explain how to properly manage the account, including what fees they may be charged and why. All you have to do is go into one of our participating locations and ask about the Bank on Savannah program. Clients can find a list of participating banks by dialing 211 or by visiting the Bank on Savannah website.
Bank on Savannah accounts may vary from bank to bank, but some common features include no or low cost account fees, low opening balances, no minimum monthly balance required, a waiver of your first overdraft or NSF fee, referral to free financial education classes. Additionally, these banks have agreed to accept the Mexican Matricula consular cards as primary identification and individual taxpayer identification numbers in lieu of Social Security numbers.
Our banking team members will walk you through the entire process, answer all of your questions, and most importantly, make sure you know how to understand and manage your new bank account. This entire process will take less than an hour.
The Bank on Savannah program is a great way to introduce or reintroduce yourself to banking. So open an account today as a low-cost, easy, convenient way to access your money. Next time, we'll talk about tips to increase your savings. Until then, I'm Richard Reeve, and you can bank on this.
The countdown to Savannah's first ever rock and roll marathon is well underway, and nowhere was that more evident than at this year's annual picnic in the park. Picnickers were encouraged to design their picnics around the Rock and Run theme in anticipation of the November 5th marathon and half marathon. With near perfect fall weather, thousands turned out for Savannah's signature event, made possible by the City of Savannah with support from WSAV, Healthy Savannah, and Host South.
This is one of the most important events that we have every year. The City of Savannah makes a very large commitment to the arts and culture of the city because we believe that arts and culture contribute to the quality of life, and so we want to have a good, strong quality of life, and so we invest in these things.
It's really such a pleasure to have this opportunity. It really means a lot to us. It's one of those times when the kids look out and they see this expanse of people, and you know, they get a little bit nervous about it.
This picnic in the park is just one of many events that we sponsor throughout the year. Almost every month in the year, there's a free event sponsored by the City of Savannah that citizens can come and enjoy.
Healthy Savannah awarded thousands of dollars in prizes to the best picnickers, and entertainment included the Esther Garrison School of Visual and Performance Arts Choir and Eddie Wilson and the Strings of the South. You can view photos from Picnic in the Park by visiting our Facebook page at facebook.com/City of Savannah. And finally, on this month's City Span, after spending several months in dry dock for repairs, one of River Street's most endearing and popular fixtures has returned. Late last month, city workers reinstalled Tinkerbell, a brightly colored tugboat surrounded by a sandbox, to its location on Rizakis Plaza. It's been a part of the landscape since River Street was redeveloped in the 1970s, and due to its popularity and unique location, was in need of a facelift after years of wear and tear.
Because of the sand around the boat, which holds a lot of moisture, it is kind of a rough environment for wood.
Since the tugboat needs repairs from time to time and no original design drawings exist, Fleming hopes to enlist the help of students to develop an exact set of building plans. These plans would allow city workers to complete a replica that could be ready for installation as soon as the repairs become necessary, eliminating the need to completely remove the boat for long periods of time.
Where a day on Rizakis Plaza can be very entertaining and enjoying for adults, sometimes children can get bored with it, so it is nice having a area in the middle of this designed specifically for the children, and when they see it, they know it's designed for the children and they know what to do with it. You don't have to have any instructions. Yes, sir. They can just jump right in.
Tinkerbell was the creation of local architect Eric Meyerhoff, who used inspiration from the pedestrian malls he encountered while visiting Europe to design Savannah's famous Rizakis Plaza. That's it for this edition of City Span. Remember, we're always here to help you better understand the inner workings of your local government. Just keep watching SGTV or visit the website at savannahga.gov. Until next time, I'm Margaret Williams. Thanks for watching, and thanks for making Savannah your home.